Yo, what is up, guys? No Good Gang. How are y'all doing? This is No Good Suna. And yeah, the video you've all been waiting for, the tier list, finally here. But right before that, there's some quick things I want to address, things that just bother me in general. So you could probably, if you don't want to hear it, but I think you should. You can skip a couple seconds, just like scroll through the bar until you see the actual tier list pop up, and then you can, from there, I'll be talking about it. There will be no gameplay for this video. It's going to be just straight me just explaining everything and how I feel about the characters and why they're better than others. And this is the reasoning for why I have those characters placed. But before that, like I said, I want to address something really quickly. So really quickly, just to give you some background on this, I've been meaning to make this video for a long time, but I always like had a reason not to. I guess I was just being lazy. So I waited a long time, but now I finally feel like the time is right. We just got Todoroki, Hiei and Mirror Room are coming to JumpForce, and I feel like now it's time to release a tier list. And if you want some credentials, I've hit S5 multiple times. I've been playing the game since the beta all the way till now, even since launch. I got the early access, the Ultimate Edition, which gave me 4 days early access, and it was like $100 for that game. Not the one that comes with the figures, but or whatever. But it's the one that comes with the pass and the 4 day early access or whatever. That's the one I got. But I'm glad I did. It wasn't. It was kind of a waste of $100, but it kind of wasn't at the same time because I enjoyed the game, right? So, and also I am the only person to hit S5 back in the day when CACs and Piccolo were a thing, without having to resort to using my CAC or the Piccolo glitch with a cast character to do it. So I take pride in that, considering everything back then was just lightning palm spam Piccolo support. I know you guys remember how frustrating those days were. If you don't, at some point I do plan on making like a video talking about all the metas and where we are now and how much this game is advanced as a whole. But that being said, there is a few quick things I want to address, right? And that's the people that play these games. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about, right? And first of all, I'm going to slightly address some of the haters, right? Because there's people that still talk shit to this game, on this game to this day, right? And there's been a lot of changes for the game. Like the game has improved like a lot. Like it's been like a lot of things people complain about probably not even a thing anymore. It's probably new things to complain about, but back like now it's not really even a thing. But to have people making tier lists or like videos on content for this game, but they don't give a shit about the game, just like pisses me off. Like, bro, the only one that I really think that if like someone like Papa Berto were to talk shit on this game, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. Papa Berto can talk shit all he wants about this game, and I'm never gonna disagree with him. I love this game, but if he doesn't like it, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're Berto, you're wrong, because he actually puts time into the game. He actually plays the game. He knows this game is bad, but he still plays it. And well, actually, I wouldn't even say it's bad, but that's agree to disagree, right? But then there's people that contribute to the hate of this game, like Gloveku, who makes videos like just saying the game was bad, like at launch and stuff, when the game hadn't even been out for long enough. And a lot of the time, the devs did patch some of the things we complained about. A lot of the game is balanced now, but to see people, and I don't think Gloveku's uploaded a JumpForce vid in a long time, which to me, I'm glad. Thank you. Good riddance. Like we don't need people like that in the community. Like stop spreading your dumbass hate to game you don't care about, right? And this also goes to like the JumpForce haters. If you don't like the game, bro, don't fucking come on JumpForce videos talking shit and like saying dumb shit. I need to make another video just addressing the haters specifically, but that like if I don't like pineapple pizza, I'm not gonna like order pineapple pizza and then fucking complain about it. Like, don't go on a Jump Force video to learn to just talk shit on Jump Force. Like, that don't make no damn sense. Oh my god, this game is trash, but you're wasting your time on a video where this game is trash. I don't get people's fucking logic. But yeah, anyway, let me just talk about these other people too, because people they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. People making tier lists, okay? First, let me address one of the bums that made a dumbass tier list, and then spreading misinformation, right? This man Zix made a tier list and then titled the video "A Tier List Made by S5 Pros." I'm like, what S5 Pros helped you with that tier list? Because you might as well just name it Zix's tier list, because that shit was ass. I don't know what S5 players you were talking to, but how the fuck does Boo end up in B tier? Zix, did you just use your little brain to go, ooh, B for Boo, ooh, and then you put Boo there? Like, what's good with you? But that's not even just him, right? There's people that made some tier lists that that I disagree with too. But before that, let me just say something about Zix too. This man really had the audacity to say that I only win by playing or using guard break cheese, which anyone who's actually seen me like play ranked or any friendlies knows that I don't just guard break cheese or R3 people for no damn reason. They usually provoke me to do it. So yeah, at least in most cases, like 99% of times, I don't fucking just straight up garbage cheese no one for no reason. Like I have a reason for it. But I don't know. This man just had the audacity to say that. And then this man, like I seen him play. He like gets half a meter and then does R3 stuff, and I'm just like I've actually took the time out of my day to go to his stream and watch him play, and I was just like, never again did I want to go back in there. But anyway, more people that are spreading misinformation, right? All right, so I'm gonna name drop a few people, but like I said, Zix tier list trash. I don't know who the fuck told his man put the B. I don't know what pros he was talking to. I don't know how he got B and Boo and B tier because that shit is stupid. I didn't even bother watching it more of that after I saw that. I'm like, nah, this is a stupid ass tier list. More people. Enigma Kage, right? And I checked to make sure, double check to make sure that he didn't make another tier list or something. Maybe he changed his ways, right? But he made a tier list, and this man had the audacity to put Cell, the best character in the game, by the way, in C tier. And this was what this makes me think is that he's one of those people that don't take time out of their day to play the game. Maybe he plays it occasionally, right? But still, like, why would you make a tier list for the game and then make it seem like it's legit as shit, right? I guess you could always say it's your opinion, but even then, you would think if you're gonna take time out of your day to make a tier list, at least do some information on the game. Like, don't go talking out your ass. Fucking said tell is C tier. I got nothing against them, and like I respect the end of the day, he's still making videos for it. Which, by the way, I don't appreciate the fact you be clickbaiting, putting Tanjiro and some other whack ass characters in the thumbnails, talking about oh they're coming to JumpForce. It's just clickbait as shit, and I don't like that. That's the reason I don't watch Bilzy or Kanjik either, because it's just a bunch of clickbait shit. I'm only sticking to my boy story from now on. All right, cool. But like I was saying, this man had the audacity to put Cell in C tier, and then he made another video where he corrected himself, right? And he put Cell. He's like, well, I guess after playing the game for 10 more minutes, and after all this backlash from my video saying Cell was C tier because C for Cell, I'm gonna put him in A because his moves are really good, but his square combos and mix-ups are trash. Yes, definitely. Yeah, it just goes to show how much you play the game, right? I just don't agree with people making videos on subjects related to this game when they don't know what the hell they're talking about because it just spreads more misinformation. And there, like, and this, I saw this too on Billsy's video. This man had like Yusuke in D tier and like Gone in A or something like that. I don't even remember. His is a lot older, so I'll cut him some slack for that. But still, he does do clickbait videos and stuff. And I will say this for both Billsy, Kanjik, and I said both, but for Bilzy, Kanjik, and Enigma Kage, they do make videos that, like to spread information on events and stuff. So for that, I'll be grateful. At least they're not haters of the game, right? But still, spreading misinformation is not something you should be doing. And it feels like they just made the tier list videos that they made just for like clickbait and for views. And I don't like that because essentially it's just lying to people that are coming to watch your content, thinking like, oh, there's a really a tier list. Let me see what I want to put on my team. And you're essentially just lying to them. That's what it feels like. So yeah, and I just don't agree with that. So that's the only reason I really wanted to name drop them, I guess. But nothing against them. At the end of the day, they still make content for the game, and they're not talking shit about it. At least I hope not. So I can respect that. But at least, like if you're gonna put like content regarding like character tier lists and stuff, at least do your info, man. Like it's not that hard to go play the character or maybe ask someone for input on the character for like maybe just 20 minutes it'll take you to just go and do that. And and you would have an alright video and no one's gonna complain. But maybe it's just me being picky because at the end of the day, I guess is their opinion. But like I said, to me it just felt like a rushed video that they just wanted clicks on, at least for the people that made those tier lists. Uh, and then also the soloist, the biggest cheeser that makes videos on YouTube for JumpForce, right? Just made a video reacting to Zix's tier list. First of all, Zix tier list is trash, right? And if you think I'm gonna sit there for 40 minutes listening to the soloist talk about, oh well, I agree with this part of the video because this and that. No, fuck that. Just make your own video at that point. Don't go listening to some people that are quote unquote S5 pros. By the way, I don't know what pros he talked to. Like I said, I'm not gonna. There's no way in hell I'm gonna waste my fucking 40 minutes of my life listening to the soloist talk over a tier list and be like, yeah, I agree with you, Zix. Fuck no. And then there's also people like, there's people. It's always those people in these damn tier lists, like in the comment section, like, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Yes, I agree. Oh my god, I could not have found a more perfect list. And those people just like de-sucking the fucking video creator, right? Because the characters they put on those tier lists, I haven't seen one tier list that is really good yet to this day, right? The only one I can kind of agree with, and I'm not gonna give him flack for it, is C Paula. There's a few things I disagree with on there, but I guess well, it's not very far like from the actual result, so I can let it slide. I'm not gonna shit on him for it. Like some things I disagree with, but I agree with some of the placements, most of them at least. A lot better than these other tier lists, I will say that. But there's some things he left out, and I will be including them like in my video that I'm about to show you here in a second. And C Paula's tier is actually not that bad at all. It's okay. But there's, like I said, there's things I disagree with, right? And I just know that C Paula hasn't been playing the game to a competitive extent, so he probably doesn't know a lot of the tech and stuff with some of these characters and why it makes them better than others. So that's why I'm just like, that's why I disagree with some things, right? But yeah, and I'm not gonna give him flack for it. At the end of the day, it's his opinion. But like I said, when people make tier lists, I just hope you guys remember to say, like, at the end of the day, it's your opinion. If you're going to make a video for clicks, because at least then people will understand that it's an opinionated thing and not a factual thing. Because a lot of the time when like Zix's video, you don't come off and be like, oh well, made by pros, and then still lying to people, because there's no way in hell no pro fucking told you that dumb shit that you had in your video. Anyway, that's enough cutting their ass. Let me go ahead and hop into this video. Thank you to the people that were watching. I thought about putting this at the end of the video, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna put this in the beginning of the video just to give people some information on stuff. So let me get right to it. Okay, so you're probably looking at this and wondering what the hell do we have here, right? And I'm going to explain my reasoning for why it's laid out like this and why I have every character where they are. So bear with me. I will be starting top to bottom, but let me just explain to you what makes a character good and what reasonings I had for putting characters where they are, right? A lot of the time I will be basing it off of their abilities to grab ult, because that is a thing in this game and it's very scary, and it's something we have to understand that it's a thing of the game. And I don't really consider grab ults cheese unless they're inescapable grab ults such as like Dio, Kakashi, and Gaara. So yeah, but without further ado, like I said, the supers, the combos, what the character can do, the gimmicks they have, and the reasoning for their placement. And the reason I have them in this order is because people always ask me what are my top 5 for this tier, top 5 for that, and some of those I highlighted right there so you guys can see them, and I'll be talking about them top to bottom individually. I'll try to see if I can put a timestamp. If I can't, then I'm sorry. Also, just because a character is S tier does not mean they can't lose to a B tier character. I believe every character in the game is pretty good and usable. That's why there's no like C tier, D tier, because I don't believe any character is that bad. But the ones that are pretty bad have the reasoning for being lower on the tier list. That does not mean they're not usable. That does not mean you cannot put them on a team and win. Those characters are really good, and the way the game is meant to be played is to be switching around and stuff. A lot of people seem to have this mentality that you can't switch, and I'll make another video explaining switching and how to optimize them and just like switch tech in general and stuff like that. But yeah, let's hop into this. So let's start with the top of the tier list, Cell. Obviously, if you played the game enough, you would know. Not even enough. If you played the game for me like a day or two in playtime, you would know that Cell is probably the best character in the game, hands down, because his perfect barrier is disgusting. Allows him to reset you, put you into an ult. It's invulnerable, so a lot of things in the game don't even touch it. Costs 1 meter, and Cell players have been known to spam it, right? And then he has the taking out the trash move, right? The supers, right? That move that like does a wide area in front of him. Not the best as a support, but it's still really good because it actually hits characters that are coming in. If your opponent uses support, you just use that move, and then the support always comes out left or right to him. It doesn't matter where he pops up, he's going to get hit. And if the main character that use support isn't blocking, they're getting hit too. So you're already doing a mad damage. And if you want to be petty, you can even ult their support with Cell. So this man is scary as shit. On top of that, his mix-ups are pretty good. You can do like 3 lights, stop and then do 3 more lights, and it looks like the combo just continues. On top of that, he's so scared he can just grab you. He can like perfect barrier while he's attacking you. So if you backstep or sidestep, the perfect barrier is gonna catch you, and then he'll just hit you with a support or he'll ult. Like Sisel is the best character in the game, hands down. No one can debate that. And then he has the perfect attack, which he launches you into the air, and then he can use the taking out the trash move while he's up there. So yeah, and then he has a grab ult, which he can also confirm into his perfect attack. So this man is just literally the best character in the game. There's no way you could really like deny that, and it's really because his moves, his grabs, and his strings. And that's the reason he's number 1. All right, number 2, Ichigo. I'm pretty sure most people since launch have been saying like Ichigo's the best character in the game. He was the best character in the beta at launch. I arguably would say he might have been the best character in the game, but there's a hidden gem out there that I will be talking about in another video at some point, because I believe this character deserves his own video. But Ichigo, let's talk about Getsuga Tensha, alright? So not only does his character transform, he has 2 different Getsuga Tenshas. When he's in base form, which is arguably his strongest form, he gets a Getsuga Tensha that he can throw out at any point, and it's practically safe. He can do it in the middle of his own combo. He can't really throw it out when you're attacking him, but if there's a wide enough gap, he might be able to just throw it out, right? But that's not even what you got to worry about. But he has a Getsuga Tensha, which he can use to switch out. If he transforms, he gets the other Getsuga Tensha, which has more range. Actually, I'm not even sure if he has more range. It does have more range than a regular Getsuga Tensha, but you throw it out, it does pretty good damage. Not too many lag frames. It did get nerfed to where he does have more lag frames. At launch, it had like no lag frames, but now it does. So you can punish him. But regardless, he can still transform for a situation, which makes him so good, right? His ult's pretty good. You can follow up after his ult if you use a support. His R2 square, the Heaven's Piercing Zero, whatever the thing is called, you can switch off of it, so he'll carry your opponent into the air. So that's pretty good. And he has a counter that people forget about. And it catches you when you least expect it, because no one really expects Ichigo to counter, but then he does, and then you're like, oh, fuck. So yeah. And then his square combos are really good. They're really fast. His triangle combos are pretty good. They're used to like connect into other combos. His up tilt and down tilt are both exceptionally pretty good. His down tilt does, can go 1 hit of down tilt, can go into Getsuga, can go into R2 square. So yeah, I mean the character is really solid. Second best character in the game. If it weren't for Cell existing and getting buffed when he did back then, Ichigo would hands down still be the best character in the game, in my opinion. Alright, so anyway, let's move on to the next person. Oh, wait. And Getsuga Senchou, the in base form, does really cancel out supports. Or at least damages supports, and can be used to, like, hella damage. So that's something that's notable for Ichigo. One of the reasons he's second best character in the game. Now, next character, Kane. This character is stupid, right? He's one of the only characters in the game that doesn't have an ult that can be cancelled out. Cells does get cancelled. That's the only weakness he has, I really think, is that you can cancel his ult, but a lot of times they're not going to use that ult anyway if they see you charging a projectile or something. But Kane's ult cannot be cancelled out. Puts you in the middle of the map with him. He has a grab ult, can like grab you, has one of the fastest grabs in the game, is safe on almost everything he does. R2 circle can teleport him. R2 square, which is the ignition bullet, can be spammed to no end. His strings are really safe. He can connect a lot of his strings like with each other, like off of just like 1 or 2 hits of up tilt, down tilt as well. This character is monstrous. And then his R3, like his awakening, if you ult someone when you're awakened, you can catch both of them. Same thing with Cell. Cell can catch your supports and like do a lot of damage to you, which is another reason why his ult's really good. But Kane can do the same thing, and I want to say Kane does more damage with his ult. If you're not careful, Kane will just spam grab you till you die, or he'll just grab ult you, or he'll just ult you when you call out support. He does a lot of damage, and that's the reason why I think he's the third best character in the game. Really a no-brainer. But next, Majin Buu. A lot of this, people are gonna be surprised that I have Majin Buu up here, but it shouldn't be a surprise. This character probably hands down the best DLC we've gotten. It's debatable, but I think so, because his super moves are some of the best super moves we have to this day. Like, the only one that's really sucks is Vaporize, which is the one that pushes you away, that blue ball. But even then, that's pretty good for setting up a switch into something else. Another character can come in and do like Kaioken or even ult or do something crazy. I've seen it connect. Like, I've done this with Asta, where I just like, throw out the blue ball and then I switch to Asta as I'm doing it. And so Asta comes in, ults, and he chases them all the way down with the blue ball, and it's really cool. So he has really good setups with the blue ball. His Candy Beam is self-explanatory. You can't really do anything after it, but it's still pretty cool to use. Does pretty good damage now. R2 Circle is that's probably the best move Buu has in his arsenal. R2 Circle sucks you in or it can blow you out, or it can do both. It can suck you in and then blow you out. And it's pretty good because he can actually cancel at any point, so they can bait out ults with that. And it's pretty safe after you use it. There's a small opening and you gotta guess what he's gonna do. So you're always at his mercy with a 50-50, and it's very scary. On top of that, he's tanky, so he has more health than most of the characters on here. So that's pretty scary on its own. And his ult is probably the scariest thing. Is Boo can hang on to an ult and just wait for you. He doesn't even have to. I think Kane can do the same thing, so can Cell, but it's Boo's I think does the most damage out of their ults. Can wait for a support to come out, and then he can just punish your support, ult your support. He doesn't even have. A lot of the times, Boos don't even have to awaken. If they awaken, it's even scarier because they can literally do like 90-80% of your health if they're awakened and they ult and they catch you and your support. But a lot of the time, it's just your support is just alone raw ulting you and your support does pretty good value. So when you have a switch playstyle, the Boos tend to hang on to their ult and does a lot of damage. Prometheus being up here might be also another shocker to some people, but you should know that his hitbox and his moves and his supers are insane. He has a grab into a grab ult. So not only do his strings like are insane, his hitboxes, it doesn't matter where you are, the moves will follow you. Like this character on top of that does pretty good damage on his own with just like a lot of these characters in S tier. You will notice that they don't really need supports, but supports do help a lot of the time. Like they do damage on their own. So like Prometheus is one of those characters where you can just like use 3 bars of Hermes or whichever one it is, Apollo, one where he turns red and like dashes into you. He's pretty self-explanatory. His down tilt connects into supers. A lot of the times you'll find yourself like trying to dodge stuff and it doesn't matter because his hitbox just follow you around. You can perfect block him and then the moves will come out his butt cheeks and like hit you. So yeah, and his ult really much can be used anywhere on the map because it'll come out at your feet, so you can't really try to zone him out because he'll just try to catch you with his ult. So yeah, and that's the reason why I think so. And his first hit in his combo knocks you down. Same thing with Cell and Kane. Like the first hit knocks you down, so you can do 1 hit in the stage transition, which is pretty strong for any character really. But you know, his first hit is a guaranteed knockdown. So that's why I have these as top 5. The other characters are pretty good tier on S tier as well, and I will briefly go over them too. I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible without wasting too much time, but talking enough so you can understand why they're here. Anyway, another character, Law. Law was the first DLC character that got introduced that has a mechanic that allows you to switch a character out. Like, not catch them and bring them out, but actually switch your character out for 3 meter. And on top of that, he does a lot of damage. Injection shot is very strong. Tact can be used to combo and even hit multiple opponents at times. And his R2 circle is a really good command grab that teleports so you can dodge attacks and it takes you right to your opponent. And a lot of the time when you use room, they don't really see it. They'll just see that he's doing something. They might block Tact and then get hit with a radio knife, you know what I mean? So he's pretty good in that regard. You can always keep an eye on his meter, by the way, a quick tip to see which one he's doing. If he wastes 1, just block step. If he wastes 2, backstep immediately. So yeah, and his square combos and down tilts all connect each other. Up tilt as well. Like a lot of the tilts and triangle combos, they string together really well. So you can use triangles, use down tilts, and then go into neutrals, like stuff like that. Like Law is actually really insane. He does a lot of damage. His Gamma Knife also does a lot of damage. So I mean, arguably one of the better, like one of the best characters in the game, right? But if you wanted to put him in top 5, you could. But in my reasoning for putting him there is because if you fight Prometheus versus Law, you're trying to like trade. The better hitboxes that Prometheus has will probably give an advantage over Law anyway. And if you try to like exchange hits with him and you both hit each other at the same time, Prometheus is gonna win because he knocks you down. And you know, Law's first hit also like pushes you back, but doesn't knock you down into a knockdown position. So I think Prometheus will win the exchange. But yeah, I guess it's agree or disagree. But that's the reason I have him. That's why I have Prometheus top 5. And I'm trying to go all these characters, like I said, orderly around the same power scaling where I would think they would be. But let me go ahead and continue with this. Goku. Goku's one of the best characters in the game. You can't tell me otherwise. Has a grab ult, spirit bomb. Kaioken into Kamehameha is very strong. Does a lot of good damage. Counter, one of the best counters in the game. Allows you to like continue with the square counters. So if your opponent tries to mash, you can just catch them it counters physical attacks, right? So it counters like Rasengan and certain attacks that like run into you. So really good for that. Also counters Perfect Barrier. Perfect Barrier can be, you can hit it with counters. So one of the few characters that can do that, has some of the best mix-ups in the game. Down tilts and up tilts, really, like, your opponent will really have a hard time just like guessing what the hell you're gonna do with Goku. Really good Goku players will show you that this character is to be feared, and one of the good things about him is one of the best supports in the game, just hands down. Same thing with Prometheus. I forgot to add that. He can teleport. If you awaken him in a Super Saiyan, he will teleport Kamehameha, which in some cases is a lot better. It helps you deal with one of the characters in the game that I'm gonna talk about here in a second. So it's pretty situational, but it's pretty good. So you can do a lot of things with Goku. You can keep him as support, one of the best supports in the game, hands down. Some of the best like down tilts, string like pressure. He has some of the best pressure in the game if you know how to use him, and it makes him real scary because he's real easy to use. Same thing with like Ichigo, but any person who masters him is a pretty scary person, and I will just have you know that he's definitely S tier character. No one can change my mind about that. Anyway, on to the next one. Kaiba. Some people put Kaiba like B tier and A tier, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? Do you not understand how A tier, maybe top of the A tier I could see if you don't really think he's that good, but he's one of the best characters in the game, hands down. Unlike Yugi, he can switch during draw. He gets 3 different draws, and one of them is the card, the Crush Card Virus. The other one is the exploding necklace. I forget what the thing is called. The Ring of Destruction, that's what it is, I think. And then he gets the Spellbinding Chains or whatever. And the only one that gets cancelled out if you hit him is the Spellbinding Chains. The other ones come out no matter what. And you can follow up and you can switch to another character while you're doing that. So that's pretty strong on his own. Really good value there. On top of that, if you try to fight him head on, his dragon's always a fucking problem. His dragon's always a problem. You're always at a range disadvantage no matter what, because his dragon's probably going to get the first hit on you no matter what. And there's times where you can hit him and the dragon hits you too. So he'll recover from the first flinch and the dragon hits you after. And by the time he recovers, he's going to be comboing you because you'll still be stunned by the first hit. His R2 square, which is his burst stream destruction, is like a Kamehameha, but it actually, unlike Kamehameha, it goes straight through your opponent. So let's say you use a support or something. Normally, like a Kamehameha would get stopped by the character that hits it, that it's hitting, and it wouldn't keep going and do damage to other characters. But burst stream goes straight through your character. It's like Cell's super Kamehameha, right? And it goes right through it, and it hits everyone. So if you're not blocking and your support gets hit by it, it'll probably hit you too. It's pretty good at hitting supports, so be mindful of that. And his R2 triangle is really good. A command grab sends the blue eyes white dragon after you. It's really good for catching people that are trying to zone you or do anything. Kaiba just pretty strapped. His grab is pretty quick. His strings are very safe for the most part. It almost feels like you're at a disadvantage the whole time you're fighting him. So yeah, and on top of that, his burst stream does connect into ult, and just having a super that connects into ult is a very fucking strong. So that's my reasoning for putting him up here. And like I said, he's very annoying to deal with. And any good Kaiba, I can show you if anyone would like to try Kaiba against me, or to fight against my Kaiba. You would see how annoying of a character he is when you learn to master him. So yeah, and then his ult does reposition you. So if you get put in bad positions where you think you're gonna get hit by something, you can just teleport by using his ult. And it's a really fast ult, one of the fastest ults in the game. Doesn't really give you a chance to really do anything because you're gonna get hit if you're not blocking it, and it does connect off of burst stream destruction, so, or off of some of the draws, because you can actually catch people. So Kaiba is definitely one of the S tier characters, one of the best characters we had, hands down. People seem to forget that, so they try to put him in A and B, and like they don't really dabble in the Kaiba mess, so they don't know what the character can do, and it's very saddening because this character is definitely S tier, but people don't really see it. Anyway, on to the next character, Aizen. Right, this character is obviously, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know, used to be one of the best characters back in the day before the patch that nerfed him from doing triangle Raikoho and then ulting. But he's still really good. His Raikoho can be activated in the air. It makes him safe. Well, a couple of the other supers in the game are pretty good too because they can be activated in the air. Notable Ichigo, Goku. You can use Raikoho and then land right after, start a square combo, triangle combo. It's pretty safe. His ult's pretty good. You can like connect something after the ult, which some of these other characters can't in S tier. Aizen is one of the few exceptions that can. You can connect it and like continue comboing or Raikohoing or whatever you decide to do. He has a wall, and this is one of the reasons why I made some characters better than others. If you ever have to deal with an Aizen and they just spam walls and decide to hide around them, there's really no characters, a few exceptions in the cast, that can really hit him. And I'm not talking about like he blocks it. Like, you have to actually hit him, because if you don't hit him and you're hitting his block, the wall doesn't go away. And there's very few characters in the game that can actually touch him, like outside of the wall. Like, the only ones I can really think of are like Prometheus with his tilts, Goku by teleporting Kamehameha, Law with his tact, some of Kaiba's attacks might be able to hit him, Sasuke's Amaterasu, let's see, a couple other characters, but that's one reasoning why I think they're good. And if you don't believe me that this character can be a problem, you should have fought Dark Mask back in the day when he used to like run Aizen Wall and then Kurapika support. Black Coffin's not that good of a move, by the way. It can be used to look fancy with the triangle combos, but not really anything you can do about it. No one's really going to let you charge that up. You can glitch yourself inside of the wall with the black box, and they can't really hit you. There's times where you can't touch them at all. People seem to think like, no, you can just grab them, but I tried it. Didn't seem to work sometimes. Sometimes it does, though, so I guess it really is just luck. But yeah, Red Koho, Airtight, two really annoying supers to deal with. And then Aizen is square, and his like down tilt, up tilt connect really well with each other, especially his triangles. And he follows you around, and he's teleporting while he's attacking you because he's using illusions. So he can dodge supers. Like, he can dodge Ryo's bullets if he like teleports in the middle of one of his hits. Stuff like that. And he can dodge whole ults, like whole dash ults, by just teleporting in the middle of his string. And so it's very scary to fight Aizen. Good Aizens will definitely abuse the hell out of his teleporting, and Raikoho acts as and supports. Aizen's definitely S tier. You can't convince me otherwise. But yeah, he should be in most people's S tiers. Another surprising character to see, Sasuke. Sasuke is S tier, no matter what you say. He has some of the best gimmicks in the game. I see him get put A tier, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool, but he should be S. First of all, his most powerful tool, Amaterasu. While you're stuck inside of Amaterasu, you cannot awaken. You cannot I think you can't dash, I'm pretty sure, but you can't awaken. You can't use your escape meter while you're stuck inside of it. So if he just puts it out all the time, not only does it do like small gradual damage, you can't do anything if he catches you in a combo. You have to like square counter out of it if you're lucky to do it. His fireballs are pretty good, go across the map. You can shoot them upwards and it reduces the lags, and then you can connect it with a ground fireball. His Chidori has so much freaking armor, you can just pop it out most of the time. His up tilt isn't too notably good, but it's okay. His down tilt's pretty good because it allows you to reset, like not reset, but restand characters and like start comboing them again. Triangle has a lot of priority, it's really good. His square combos are pretty fast too, and you can connect most of his stuff off of squares and triangles. So like, really good character. One of the few characters that can hit Aizen out of a wall. And just Amaterasu, like being able to get a get out of free card at like almost any point. You just lay it out, and if your opponent can't stop you at the moment you lay it out, you can save it for later. If you get put in a combo and you don't know what you want to do, your opponent might try to grab you or something, or you don't know what the opponent's gonna do. You can just pop it when there's an opening, and it might interrupt their combo. He basically has free get out of jail cards with that freaking Amaterasu. He just be spamming it all the time, and you can catch people's supports with it. So let's say they're just moving around and you see them use support. You use Amaterasu. It's a big pile of like black flames around their feet, and so you can hit their support and then you burn it right away and it'll damage the support. And even if they don't block it, they're gonna get hit. If they block it, they take the damage to their guard, and their support still gets hit anyway. So it basically, in a sense, has a lot of area denial, and he's a pretty good support no matter what you say. He's a really good support. Same thing with Kaiba and Aizen. I forgot to mention that. So there's that. And his ult, if you use it, is one of the fastest ult in the game. Has a grab ult too. If you use it in someone's face, they're most likely not going to get a chance to do anything. So they're probably going to get hit no matter what. Alright, so next character. Ryo Saiba. Some people seem to think that he's bad because he got nerfed. And to some extent, I would say yes. He has some of the weakest like square combo strings. Best thing, notably, his quick shot and his down tilt. Probably the two best things he has. But his square combos are really like whack. Like, they have so much lag. Like, anyone that plays Ryo knows that. But he still has a lot of damage. But he still has a lot of tools that make him an exceptionally good character. And he has a grab ult. And I'm actually going to make a video talking about him soon. Just maybe a guide for him. Because I'm actually considered one of the best Ryos ever, I guess. If not the best Ryo. I don't know. Just people, their opinion. I think I'm the best Ryo NA though. Fuck with me, right? But he's definitely S tier. I will say this. He's the weakest S tier character. But that by no means makes him bad. Like, he's really good. Has one shot into stage transitions. Art R2 triangle isn't a guard break, but it does damage them through block. So you can actually kill someone at 1 HP that is very neglectful to like dash at you. You would just kill them through their block like that. His rockets are pretty good, but he's very bad like as a support. He's one of the worst, probably one of the worst support characters ever, because the rockets don't really do too much, especially at close range. You can't just use them at close range because they'll fly over the opponent's head. You have to use them while you're dashing in, kind of like Vegeta. There's some hidden stuff with him I'll probably show at some point, but yeah, those are all the S tier characters. I'm ranking them in the order I believe they're in by power scaling, so that's how I see it. Anyway, hopping in the A tiers now. Toshiro Hitsugaya, the top 5 #1 A+ tier list. I think he's really good. Has squares and down tilts and up tilts that are really good. They all connect in his square lights, so you can do up tilt and then go back in the neutral square. Same thing with down tilt. Triangles are pretty good, connecting to his R2 circle, which is the ice pillar that pops up almost anywhere on the map, I think, right beneath their feet. Ryusenka is pretty good, but it's not plus on block, unlike Sasuke Shidori. So you can actually punish him after he does it. R3 triangle is pretty good. You can't really punish it. It can be good as a switch tool. You can use it, switch, and then it does pretty good like stagger. Your opponent can't really do too much. Like they'll be forced to block most of the icebergs because they have really good tracking. One of the best supports in the game, hands down. So that's my reason in putting him up there. He doesn't have any really like crazy gimmicks that makes him like S tier, in my opinion. If he did, he'd probably be S tier. Like if someone put him S tier, low S tier, I wouldn't even mind it, because he's actually, I think he might actually deserve that. So yeah, and he has a really good ult. Doesn't have the best range for it, but it's still pretty flashy. It looks badass. Has a transformation, doesn't do anything for him except make him look like a badass. By the way, to the Bleach fans that are happy he's coming back, Bleach gang. But yeah, anyway, moving on to the next character. His Ryusenka does connect into ult, and so does his R2 circle for his ice pillar. That's something I forgot to mention, so just thought I'd add that in there. And okay, next character, Grimmjow, the Grand Ray Zero man himself, right? One triangle into Grand Ray Zero does crazy damage for no reason. It's honestly surprising why it does so much damage. Just because the blade connects, that'll make no damn sense. But it does really good damage. If you wanted to put him S tier, I wouldn't even mind looking past it. But at the same time, he doesn't have any crazy gimmicks, except maybe for the Grand Ray Zero thing. But yeah, a lot of the time when I rate these characters, I'm not trying to include support. But yeah, Toshiro and Grimmjow are one of the few characters that can actually hit Aizen through the wall. So that's what makes him a little bit better. He does have that command grab. Not bad, but it's not the best command grab. It's okay. Can't really do much after it either. His Garda Pantera is pretty standard. Throws him out, can throw him out to the side. Support, not too good, but not too bad either. It's okay. Because Grand Ray Zero is definitely his best tool. And his down tilt does connect into triangles, so that's notable. His up tilt doesn't do anything for him. It's kind of trash, honestly. His ult's one of the I think it's one of his, I'm going to say is the fastest ult in the game. Goes across the map, hits your opponent. Really good. So, I'll give him that. And pretty overall, the second best A tier character. Has a one hit and straight transition. Definitely a really good character. For a lot of these characters, I will probably make a video for some of the characters that pique y'all's interest. So just keep in mind that it's not just this. Like at some point, maybe I'll talk about your characters that you guys want to hear about in another video. Just let me know, and I'm sure to do it. I'm down to do it. All right. Moving on to the next character. Well, Grimmjow doesn't have a grapple either, just something you should keep in mind. But alright, next character that I believe is third best A+ tier character. Because A+ are like the higher ups, the better characters in A tier. Just so we're aware here. I think I explained that earlier, but Dai is definitely one of them. His up tilt counts as a projectile, so it can't be countered by counters. Pretty good because it comes out really fast and it knocks your opponent away. Basically like a get off me tool. Pretty good. R2 square, there's a glitch with it where if you hit their support, it counts as them hitting the main character, which is weird. It doesn't do damage for the main character, but it like makes them stagger, which is weird. It might be something to do with his anime, but does really good damage on his own. Doesn't need anyone. Has a grab ult, pretty scary. R2 circle is his dragonic aura, which he can use as another awakening in a sense. All he has to do is get 3 meter. He can dodge ults. If he gets you with a pushback, he can ult after it, and it confirms. So that's really good. Grab ult, after using like a Dragonic Aura, does a lot of damage. R2 square, if you do the triangle string, and then R2 square, you can actually catch them with it, and you can like use Avon's Strash as well to combine it. Because Avon's Strash is like a command grab that can be used in the air. It's like a rush attack. It can be used in the air too. And if you use Dragonic Aura, combine it with or Avon's Strash A and Avon's Strash B, if you combine them together, it makes Avon's Strash C, which is Avon's Strash Cross, and it does extra damage. and you basically combine 1 and 2 to make the C. You combine A and B to make C, and it's really good damage. Overall, the character is really good. Like, doesn't really need anything. Up tilt's amazing. Triangle combos are pretty straightforward. The triangle combo is pretty straightforward. The down tilt's pretty good, pretty quick. This character's overall pretty stiff at times, but he's really fast and really good. Same thing with Toshiro and Grimmjow. They're all really fast characters. That's what makes them so good. So yeah, and I definitely believe Dai has the damage to back up his like little claims, and he can actually like follow up after the ult. That's something Grimmjow can do too. It can follow up after the ult to like continue doing damage. So that's just something notable. Definitely, I believe he's up here. So just my thoughts on why he's up there. Next character. Doesn't have a grapple, but Kenshiro is definitely one of the best characters in the game because he does have that. Even as a support, he makes you. He locks your stamina meter, so no matter what, you have to make sure that at all times you're fighting him, and you have to be careful of him being a support or even him using the move. It actually goes it actually activates like really quickly, and if it hits, he can continue comboing you after that. And his triangle combos are pretty safe on block. His 2 triangles, his down tilt's pretty good. It's a disjointed type of attack, like Kaiba and Prometheus, and Dai's up tilt. To where if you activate it and your opponent like tries to get close, it'll hit them underneath at a range, and you can like continue comboing them after it. So that's pretty good. Can it connect down tilts and the triangle combos? Up tilt's probably not really good at all, so not really gonna be using that. But his 100 rending fist's pretty good. Has some armor on it, but that's not even the best thing about him. When he transforms, he awakens, does like his little ultra instant thing when he sidesteps, so it can be good for dodging attacks. Not only that, has some of the best damage in the game just off of 1 super. You can like R2 circle, which is awakening the senses, and then ult right after. That's like 70-60% off of just that. Insane. And if you combine it with a support after doing like an awakening of the senses, and then use like another one, that's like 80-90% of someone's health just alone. Just think about that. 4 meters and you can do like 90% of someone's health with an ult and awakening. Kenshiro is crazy. Also, he has a square combo that lets you or the hold square, the smash attack, probably the quickest smash attack in the game. That so much that after it activates, and even if you fail or it connects, you have to wait a little bit before you can combo. I guess it's Bandai's way of saying like, you know, he's pretty strong. That hold square is pretty strong, so let's not overdo it. I guess let's make a drawback for it. But yeah, that's the reason he's up here. Doesn't have a grapple, but he's still pretty strong without it. Doesn't really need it. Some of the best strings in the game, a really solid support. So yeah. And all right, next character. The last top 5 A+ tier character, Dio. Some of you might be surprised to see him up here. Some people put him S tier. I don't think he's S tier, but he's definitely a problem. Like if you put him S tier, I could kind of see why. Because honestly, these top 5 characters are like, I would put them in order, but the only ones I would even put up there like would be these other characters. Like in some people's tier list, you might see them S tier, but I don't think they have the gimmicks to really be S tier. Dio's thing is when you pick him, some people will put him on a team just to have a nighttime map and always get their map. So that's something cheesy people do with him. Also, he has a grabble that's inescapable, right? So the moment you hit someone with a grab, you can ult, and unless they have a full meter of R3, awakening meter, they cannot escape. So pretty strong. His Muda connects into ult, so if you do that, that's pretty strong. His down tilt, it's pretty good. It actually lets you like combo back into like squares and triangles, but his up tilt is actually notably not that good. So that's the only downside to it. Some of these characters have really bad up tilts, but some of them have really good up tilts. It really depends on the character. The thing is, his mix-up game is pretty strong. Not the fastest character, but he can go into R2 circle, command grab up in your face, and you won't even see it coming. He might catch you with it anyway. If you try to backstep at a wrong time, the checkmate will catch you, and he can do 2 checkmates by burning 2 meter, and it's really strong. And then he can ult right after. Crazy amounts of damage. He can do 1 light into triangle for stage transition, so that's pretty strong on its own. The character is just really nasty. There's nothing you can really say otherwise that, you know, this character is just disgusting. One of the best characters in the game, hands down. A lot of these something just notable, these A tier characters can't compete with S tier characters, just so you know. That doesn't mean S tier characters are unbeatable, but just so you know that, obviously. But yeah, those are my top 5 A+ tier characters. Now moving on to the rest of the A+ tier characters that are also characters that are A tier, but they're better than A tier, but they're still considered A tier because they're not strong enough to be S, or I guess you could consider some of them S. Like I said, he's opinionated. I just don't think they're S, but they're definitely A tier. And I'm moving on to the newest character to the roster that just recently came out, Shoto Todoroki. So the thing you need to know about Todoroki, he's probably one of the few characters we've got in the DLCs that's a glue eater, because he does like one super, that heaven piercing ice wall, and it connects into his fire attack, right? And then he can ult right after, and if he's awakened, does the 80%. Has a grab ult that at times feels inescapable, although I'll admit it's probably not inescapable. But just very scary character. His up tilt is pretty nice. Down tilt is really good too. Triangle combos are really nice too. The only thing that sucks is at the end of the combo you can't X to do anything. But arguably, 6th best A+ tier character. He's there because he can do a lot of damage. Has a really nice grab ult. And his R2 square can reset you to where if you wait a little bit, you can like restart another combo or something, and your opponent has to like guess again what you're gonna do, and it's very scary. Todoroki players are very scary, and this character does hella damage for no damn reason. His stalagmite connects in the fire too, just in case y'all didn't know. Same thing with ice wall, you can jump after it. The character is overall really scary. You can cancel his ult, but it's hardly ever a chance you'll ever get it. There's hardly a chance you'll ever get to cancel it. Definitely a really good character. I hate how easy it is to use, but I do like Todoroki. I'm very upset they added him, but it's whatever. We got him. Now we just gotta deal with it. Alright, the 7th best character in the game, Naruto Uzumaki, which I believe he's been in the game since the beta and launch. I'm pretty sure some people sleep on him. He's pretty good without even transforming. Like, if you don't transform, he gets rid of he has the shadow clones, but if you do, he does have them. You guys gotta practice with the character. He's pretty quick for what he is. His Rasengan is safe on block. Same thing with his R2 circle. His R2 circle is that super punch. Does connect into his ult, is reliable, the best reliable way he has of getting damage. If you connect that, your opponent cannot escape, even if they have R3 meter, or even if they have escape, they cannot escape. Has the best way to like connect into an ult. That alone is very freaking strong, even though it's 2 meters. Very strong. His projectile goes across the map. You can use it after switching. It's pretty good. His Rasengan, like I said, safe on block, can pretty much be popped at any time, and you can switch off of that. Or and even if they don't, if they block it, like I said, it's plus on block, so you're chilling. They can't really do anything to you. So yeah, and his shadow clones, if you keep them in base form, like I said, they're really good at just like messing with your opponent and like coming out and doing combos even when you're not like supposed to be hitting them. So really good character overall. Arguably, I say you could switch him and Gaara around if you really wanted to. But let me just talk about Gaara. But yeah, Naruto is a really good character. Does have a grab ult in Awakening, so just something to keep in mind. Gaara, right? Sand shower goes almost across the entire map really quickly, so you can really activate that like in the middle of like someone attacking your guard and you're in block. You can really do that. Really good. He has a grab ult, inescapable, really strong. His sand coffin can be activated while your opponent's blocking a support. Kind of cheesy, but it's something we have to deal with. As long as you're not spamming it and abusing it, pretty good. Switch Sand Tsunami is a pretty good switch tech move. Just something I thought I'd throw in there. His down tilt's amazing. His up tilt's pretty good too. His triangle combos are okay. Connects in the Sand Shower and like Sand Coffin. So just something to keep in mind. Definitely one of the best characters in the game. So I think he deserves his 9th placement. So yeah. And then the next character being Trunks. Trunks is a pretty good character. Connects his fireball attack into ult. R2 circle also does connect into ult. Overall solid character, really fast attacks. So yeah, I think he's actually an okay support, despite people not thinking that. Naruto's a really good support. Todoroki's a pretty good support. Can't actually use his fire in the air. Forgot to mention that. Same thing with Naruto's like Rasen Shuriken. Can be used in the air. That's the only thing he has over Gaara. But like I said, arguably you can switch Gaara and Naruto around. But I actually think he might be better than Gaara. But you know, it's agree to disagree. This is where like you see like this slowly like this power scaling of all the characters starts going downhill little by little, and like I said, the A tiers are the ones that people are going to disagree with the most, I think. But it's always like you know, opinionated. You know, it's your own opinion, I guess. But at the end of the day, this is my opinion. So like I said, Trunks, pretty good character. I think he's deserving of where he's at. Has a really quick command grab that if you don't do much about it, he'll probably just throw it out sometimes and catch you, and you can't do too much about it. R2 square connects into his command grab, which is the shining sword attack. His R2 triangle is safe on block. You can switch and then do it at the same time, so it still comes out and puts them in the block. It can switch off of the fireball. The fireball can be used in the air. Overall, a really solid character. A really quick ult that goes across the map, and he's immortal during the whole thing. And it's safe on block too. I don't know if y'all knew that. So definitely a really good character. Does transform, nothing special for him. No grab ult, but it's a really quick grab. Pretty good grab. So just something notable. And also like the top 10 A+ characters, just so y'all know. Alright, next character, Renji. People have been sleeping on Renji for such a long time, and I'm gonna say this right now. All the Bleach characters in this game are really nice. There's no Bleach character that's bad, like trash. And I don't know why people think that Renji's bad because he can't R2 square in the middle of his attacks. He's one of the few characters that can reliably hit Aizen through his wall, so that's pretty good. And one of the best things he has in the game is Aura attack, which is he can actually pull in supports and catch them. He's the OG like Law, but he had to catch a support and it would pull them in and switch them out. So that's pretty good. Zabimaru pretty quick and has pretty good range. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does pull the opponent close to you, so you can like try to hold square and catch them after it. That's pretty good. Baboon arm, R2 circle. You can go into an ult. Does a lot of damage. Up tilt is okay. You can be used to reset combos and restart them. Down tilt, same thing. Pretty good as well. And his overall movements are really quick. And his triangle is pretty good too. He feels pretty stiff, but he's really quick. He's not really that stiff, honestly. And if you can actually grab, and if you time it right, you can actually do a dash attack after the grab. One of the only characters here in A+ tier that can do that. And then, like I said, on top of that, being able to switch out someone with their support, very strong. So I think Renji's definitely the top 12. I think he deserves it. Does a lot of damage. I think he deserves it. He's really a slept on character. People need to pick him up. Just because you can't like R2 square and use Abimaru in the middle of like someone use a support in the middle of it does not mean the character's bad. The character's still really good. So yeah, let me try to move this as quick as possible because SharePlay does have a limit. All Might. All Might's really good as a grab ult. His triangles are infinite, so you can like if you hold triangle and hit someone, you can keep doing it back to back. It doesn't drop. The Choice Smash, a really good get off me tool, can also be used to combo. Not the best, but it's okay. The grab ult makes up for it. You can actually switch off after his grab, so the next person that comes in can start comboing them in the air. Pair that up with someone like Killua, and then Killua will hit the ground first. Or even like Bakugo, and you continue comboing them in the air. Pretty nice. Overall, a really good character. You can actually combo after his ult. You can do things like do support, so you can like move around again. His R2 triangle does go across the map, the Carolina Smash. His R2 circle, which is the command grab, isn't too good, but it's okay. So I think it's acceptable. But overall, a really good character. Definitely deserving of his A+ tier. Safe on some of his moves too. So. Yeah, and he can actually pull in supports with the Detroit Smash, something notable. And he can hit supports because there's a gust of wind. It's better than Deku. He's a way better Deku in my opinion. So yeah, obviously, but yeah. And Shishio is the next character on the list, being number 14. Shishio does a crazy amount of damage, self-explanatory. His up tilt isn't too good, but it can catch people off guard. Down tilt's really good too. Does allow you to reset the combos and stuff. R2 circles is the thing you're going to be looking for. He's a glass cannon, takes a lot of damage from attacks and stuff in general. But he does a lot of damage, so it's kind of a drawback. R2 squares, he's a pretty good support too. Same thing with All Might and Renji. I forgot to mention that. But he can be grabbed off of support, but he's pretty good if you can manage to reliably land him. So there's that. His command grab is okay. I think you can actually grab people through support, so that's probably what makes him a little bit better. Really good character overall. Does crazy amount of damage. The best ult, one of the best ults in the game. Boo actually has the best ult in the game. I forgot to mention that. I'm pretty sure I did. But R2 circle with this infinite cyclone does like crazy amount of damage after you just jump and then ult right after. So definitely deserving of his spot up here. And the next character I'll be talking about is Killua. Killua is a character that did get nerfed. His lightning palm no longer tracks across the map, but his up tilt isn't very good. I'll give it that. His counter is pretty good. You can cancel like certain people that are trying to attack you. It slow-mos and like elbows them in the guts. His support is not bad at all, actually. Pretty good. You can actually use it to catch people. And just a Killua using like square and then throwing out a thunderbolt can really throw you off guard because he is safe after it. As a support, it's pretty good. Just the character by itself is pretty good. Lightning Palm reliably still does connect in the ult most of the time. His ult can drop sometimes, the only downside to him, but he's still a really good character. Honestly, a slept-on character still. His grab reliably does damage to any supports in the area. He just hits the whole screen. It's weird, but it's really good. Um, can be used in the air. You can Thunderbolt and then land quickly, like Lightning Palm and then ult. And the ult gives you a buff after the ult, so if your opponent doesn't die, you always have like the damage buff for a while. So that's really good. Kill is one of the best characters, one of the best A+ characters, in, like hands down. And he's just slept on, honestly. I really think more people should play him. His down tilt does connect back into square combos, so that's pretty good. Uh, Zoro also got nerfed from his former glory. Um, does not have a grab ult. Nothing really to be scared there, but like his command grab does connect in the ult reliably, and the ult still does a crazy amount of damage. It doesn't like murder people like he used to, where he could use like two Lion Songs and then ult. But he's still a really good character. His counter, his R2 circle, like I forget what the counter's called, but it's R2 circle. It's the one where he spins the swords around. You can hold it for almost forever, and your opponent has no projectiles, and he's playing characters like Shishio, Kenshin, and I don't know, Sanji. They can't touch you whatsoever. Like they just have to sit there and wait, and you can always switch off of it. So it's not bad. His command grab, the Lion Song, you can pair it with Pound Hawk, which is his projectile as a support, which he's not a bad support, not the best support. He's okay. You can connect it with that. And if you do use it in a combo, the Pound Hawk, you can switch into a character in the air. So you can use like switch to Killua, switch to Aizen, and then ult right after, stuff like that. And I think Zoro's a really good character still to this day. He can actually stage transition after the Lion Song, so it's pretty good. His triangle has like no lag, like the very first hit, but the rest of his combo strings, he did get nerfed. His down string used to have, you used to be able to stop it and then like continue a square combo or even a triangle combo. That got changed when they nerfed him, so that's pretty tragic. So they nerfed that along with his damage. So otherwise, I would put him A+, like top 5 if he was to his former glory. But the way he is now, he's still a really good character. Probably the weakest A+ tier character, but his ult alone does a lot of damage. So if you just Lion Song and then ult, that still does like 60-70% damage. Really strong. Just alone the ult, it does a lot of damage, like I've said before. And he has a really cool transformation where he does a wave check, puts on the durag. So just something that I thought I should throw in there. So style points for that. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the whole A+ tier. Now I'll move on to A tier, but A+ tier are the closest characters, like second kin, I guess, in a sense, to the S tier characters. Just so we get that out of the way. That does not mean, like I stated before, that they can you know, they can't beat S tier characters. S tier characters have an easier time dealing with every other character in the game. I think I did forget to mention Renji, one of the few characters reliably stops Aizen. Gaara kind of does it, not really though. Todoroki's actually ice piercing thing goes through the Aizen's wall. It's kind of funny considering it's a giant ass ice wall, but it's a giant ice like attack, and then there's like a wall who drops almost all projectiles. So I don't know how that even works, but it works. So I just thought I should throw that in there as an honorable mention. I guess now I'll get started on the A tier. So